Second day of track and field activity from the Coliseum in Los Angeles. I'm Roger Twibell, along with former great Villanova miler Marty LaCouri, top ranked for many years in his specialty. And we're set now for round one, heat 3 of the women's 100-meter. Evelyn Ashford, the world record. And Marty, she's been hampered somewhat. She hasn't competed much coming into these Olympic Games.
Well, Evelyn won the 100 meters at the U.S. Olympic trials and then pulled out of the 200 meters with a sore hamstring. She was expected to contest both of those, and it was thought that she might win the gold medal in both of those events, but she's had to settle for just 100 meters, and of course she'll be coming back on the relay. So I think her health was a question back then. I think she was just being overly cautious, and she's healthy right now.
Heather Oakes of Great Britain in lane 3. And there is Evelyn Ashford of the United States in lane 4. She's had problems with the right hamstring, and she feels if she can get through this first race, then she'll be just fine throughout these Olympics. Rion from Spain in lane 5. Wardu of Ghana in lane 6. And there is Grace Jackson of Jamaica.
Well, Grace Jackson, along with Merlene Oddie, two great sprinters from Jamaica, who will figure in both the 100 meters and the 200 meters. This is the type of a heat that if Evelyn's leg is not right, she could have a tough time getting through it. But I think that the indications are she's pretty healthy at this point. She was out a little slow. She's picking it up now, but Heather Oakes was out very nicely just on Evelyn's right shoulder.
Look at the strides of Grace Jackson on the outside. Not enough to catch Evelyn Ashford. Jackson appeared to be second and Heather Oakes third. 11 and 6/100ths of a second. It was Evelyn Ashford first, Jackson second, and Oakes third. We paid a visit to Evelyn Ashford away from the track at her home.
When you see me run and it's right, and you say, oh, did you see that? She's beautiful. That's me. That's Evelyn.
In 1983, she broke the world record in the 100 meters, becoming the fastest woman in the world. Her name should be a household word, but it isn't. Shy and strongly protected by her husband and her coach, she has openly avoided the media, leaving a confused impression of who Evelyn is and why she hides.
One of the reasons I don't like doing a lot of interviews or talking to media is because you're letting it out. You're letting your energy go. You're talking about it. And a lot of it's right here. It's in your heart. It's bottled up inside of you. And you want it to come out on the track. I'm not an extrovert. And I'm not introverted either. But I'm not, I don't know, maybe people do misunderstand me because I'm not really outgoing with my emotions or anything. And it's hard to understand somebody who doesn't say anything. So I'm probably misunderstood.
Some interpret her silence as arrogance, but her husband, Ray Washington, a basketball coach at Mount San Jacinto College, knows why she protects herself.
You just don't all of a sudden throw yourself out there and say, all right, look at me, public. I'm Evelyn Ashford. What do you think of me? But when she does open up, I mean, people find out that some of the things they have heard aren't true. I think she's a heck of an individual, not only as a wife, you know, but as an athlete, as a person.
Ray and Evelyn just moved from their apartment in Los Angeles to a new home in the suburbs. Evelyn was the oldest of 5 children of a career military father who constantly moved his family from base to base. Now, Evelyn wants all her moving to take place only on the track. She describes herself as quiet and dull, but she runs with passion.
When it's right, everything's working, it feels like nothing. Because you don't feel the track. You don't feel the wind. It's like you're in between space and time. It's right. There's nothing there. And I think that's why I run, to get that feeling. And you don't get it often. But when it's there, it's like nothing else. It's better than having sex. It's good. It's perfect.
Roger Twybill, Marty LaCory back with you at the Coliseum. We are set for the women's 100-meter final. 46 contestants started out in this event. As you look at the Olympic and the world record held by Evelyn Ashford, 8 are left, and all of the survivors from Commonwealth nations or the United States. And Jeanette Bolden in lane 1. There has been some speculation that Bolden has a broken toe on her right foot. Angela Taylor of Canada in lane 2. In lane 3, Heather Oakes of Great Britain. And in lane 4, Evelyn Ashford, who's been working on her strength because of injuries suffered in World Championships, Olympic trials, has had problems with a hamstring, with a hip, and has been quite tentative, but is keyed for this, the 100-meter finals. Angela Bailey of Canada in lane 5. And this lady, Merlene Oddie Page of Jamaica, ran 11 1/100ths of a second on July 25th. Alice Brown of the U.S., very good friends with Jeanette Bolden, and Grace Jackson from Jamaica, all 6 feet 1 inches of her. Ashford ran an 11-3 in the semis against the wind, Marty, but being an athlete yourself and having run with injuries, you have to understand the uncertainty that's in her mind right now.
Well, hopefully she got rid of most of that in the trial heats. But Evelyn personifies the great athlete who has been able to come back from injuries to reclaim the place as the top in the world. And to me, that's really a great athlete. Many athletes can get to the top once, but coming back after a serious injury really tests the greatness of an athlete. And Evelyn has done that more than one time now.
Well, she has dreamed of this day since a young child in Shreveport, Louisiana, and the time has come. She felt if she could just survive the first round, she'd be on her way. The 100-meter finals.
Evelyn was out well. Jeanette Bolden on lane 1 is also out very quickly.
Alice Brown is there. Merlene Oddie Page comes up at the finish.
Wow, there were a lot of changes the last 30 meters. It looked as if Jeanette Bolden had a gold or silver medal at the first 30 meters, and then at 50 meters, it looked like maybe an American sweep. But Merlene Oddie Page seemed to come on from 4th to 3rd.
And she just saw an Olympic record. Evelyn Ashford, a time of 10 1/97ths of a second, and that is an Olympic record.
And I think this really proves the old adage that the more you've had to go through to get something, the greater it feels when you finally get it. Evelyn is not the 19-year-old sprinter that comes out and within 2 years is lucky and wins the Olympics. She is a person that's worked for 12 years and been close to the top, but through boycotts and injuries, never got the chance to be on the starting line.
She gave a great burst at the end. Alice Brown of the United States second, and Merlene Oddie Page, who has many ties to the States because she's married and lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, to Nat Page, a high jumper. And then Jeanette Bolden of the United States, who some said had a real foot problem, but ran anyway, finishing 4th.
Well, she was out well and tired towards the end, which if she had a broken foot and wasn't able to train well the last couple of weeks, that's where it showed up.
There is the finish. Evelyn Ashford, 10 1/97ths of a second. That is a new Olympic record. Alice Brown second, Merlene Oddie Page of Jamaica third. And there is Evelyn Ashford looking to the crowd.
She is really enjoying it. You have to put this in context. Evelyn usually crosses the finish line and is very straight-faced, walks back to the finish as if to say, okay, I won this one, I've got to go and look forward to the next one. She's really allowed herself to enjoy this one. Evelyn in the center of the track comes out low. Look at how wide apart her feet are. She gets a good start, but look at lane 1. Jeanette Bolden and Alice Brown in lane 7 also out well. Right now, it's all red uniforms. It looks like the United States, but the tall Merlene Oddie Page in the yellow gets unwound at about 70 meters. She's starting to come on Alice Brown. Watch the lead. Jeanette Bolden just really losing it in the last 10 meters. The U.S. almost had a sweep in this 100 meters.
Well, almost a sweep in the men's 100 meters, almost a sweep in the women's 100 meters, and Evelyn Ashford with a new Olympic record. You know, Marty, this past week her hotel room looked like a hospital room because of the different equipment set up to treat those injuries, but she overcame the injuries to capture the gold.
Well, she was going to be in the 200 meters at the Olympic trials, got a slight strain and decided to pull out of that race, so she had it all on the line in the 100 meters.
It's an Olympic record, and the javelin competition's coming up right after this.